Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my humble house, my hacienda, my casa here on the windy hills of Livingston, Montana. Okay, for this video file here, what I thought I would do is give you a quick guide. A quick guide, I says. In other words, I shouldn't get diarrhea of the mouth. That's a little joke, but a quick guide to playing the Native American flute, the North American Indian whistle, if you will. Okay, now these are actually pretty fun before you start laughing and all this other crazy stuff. You can get these flutes anywhere from $50 clear up to sky's the limit. I think you can pay as high as probably 1,000. But most of these flutes are right in the $100 range. It's not going to break the bank. It's not like buying a guitar or a set of drums or any of that. These are very, very simple instruments, and they're very, very simple to learn to play. There's no magic here whatsoever. Okay, now this particular flute right here is a high spirits flute, if you will, out of Patagonia, Arizona. The name of the company is, well, High Spirits Flutes. And it's owned by this fellow by the name of Odell Borg. And he's an Indian fellow. Well, I know that name, Odell Borg, sure doesn't sound Indian, but he is of one of the tribes down there in Arizona. I'm pretty doggone sure he's got a successful business. He's been building these high spirits flutes forever. You can probably see his writing, or his emblem or logo or whatever have you on the back of his flute right there. This one right here, I happen to get this flute used, believe it or not, off of Reverb. I bought it from a lady in Portland, Oregon. I give her like 50, 60 bucks, I remember, for this. And this is a birch flute because Odell always uses all different kinds of woods. And he's got his stable woods, you know what I mean? But he does a little experimenting around from time to time and whatnot have you. But this particular flute right here is made out of birch, and this is the only flute that I've got that's made out of birch, okay? And so another thing that needs to be noted is when you go to pick out a flute, what you want to do is look for a flute that's size-wise, lengthwise on the shorter side, because these holes right here, these sound holes, these note holes, they'll be closer to your fingers and you can cover them better and you can play better. You see what I'm getting at? If you get a great big old 23, 24-inch bass flute in the key of D, for example, I've got one and I can't even play it. I can't play the doggone thing. So I just thought I'd tell you that. Keys of A, B, and like that are what you're really looking for. Now, I could just tell you firsthand here, one of the best, after you play for a while, it would be a little rough start now, but the key of F sharp is it covers a lot of territory when it comes to these flutes. It has that real nice, mellow, kind of a haunting sound and all of that. So there you are. These keys, these flutes right here, every one of them usually are the flute maker, because there's a lot of flute makers around if you look around on the internet, but they'll have, can you see that B right there? They'll have the key emblazoned or embossed or whatever you want to call it on the flute. And so there you are. Yeah. And this one right here, I got it, like I say, from a gal in Portland, Oregon. Yeah, it was a Portland. Yeah, Portland, I do believe. So I got really no idea how old this flute is, but I know it's one of my better flutes. It's a little squawky at times if I don't get my mouth just right. And while I'm at it, well, let me check the time here. While I'm at it here real quick, when you address these flutes like this, okay, you want to pretend like you're kissing the flute. You don't want to cover your mouth, you don't want to act like you're smoking a pipe or something like that. That's not what you're doing here. You're kissing the end of this whistle, because that's really all this is. It's just a whistle with note holes. I couldn't have put it any better than that. This is nothing more than a whistle with 5 note holes. And the reason why this particular whistle is covered up right here is because I like to play 5. on the pentatonic scale. I like to play just 5 notes, not 6. A lot of people would throw this tie off of here, this note stopper, and play, play the all 6 notes. I don't do that because I'm lazy, okay? But down here at the bottom, this is your lowest note. And then it gets a little higher in pitch as you go up, like that. And all you have to do is keep your fingers covered on these 5 or 6 notes. Keep your fingers covered like this, and just 1 up, 2 up, 3 up. When I say up, I mean this way. 4 up, 5 up, like that. And just go right back down the scale again. Boop, 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 boop. You have to kind of do it that way in that order, because if you don't, if you start getting holes all mixed up, and especially if you don't cover them just right, you're going to get sour notes. Trust me, But I've never wrote any music. I just do improv, because improv is really, really easy to do with with the Native American flute. It really is. This is a simple, good instrument to get into. Okay. Now, let me play a little bit of this. There's hardly any maintenance on these. You just want to keep them clean and make sure that this sound block right here is lined up like it's supposed to be, right over the little whistle hole, right over the edge of the little whistle hole. Okay? But these things are easy to play. Now, watch. You want to learn to control your breathing. Don't breathe too hard into the whistle flute. Don't breathe too soft. So let me see if I can do this without cracking a note, which I doubt I can, but let's see. Okay. Yeah, it's good for the breathing. That's one thing. And like I say, this is oh, by the way, while I'm thinking about it, no, this isn't a pitch for Odell Borg's flutes, but I'm just telling you, it's a good place to buy flutes. They're really good, handmade flutes. Okay, I think it's just highspirits.com, if I'm not mistaken, but they're made in the United States in Patagonia, Arizona. Okay. Now, I see I just kicked over 8 minutes. There's really not much more to talk about. There's a lot of flute makers across the United States, but I just gave you kind of the real quick basics of playing flute. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for visiting me in my home here in Livingston, Montana. We shall see you on down the trail. And just before I forget, if you like what you've seen here, sign up for the program. You know what I mean? Subscribe. Kiss me, love me, hate me, give me the finger. I mean, fingers up, fingers down, ring bells, jump, jive, and wail. Have a nice day. Thank you very much. Adios, my friends.